Everybody, this is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you from, yes, downtown Manila. And welcome to 15 Minutes of Fame, the podcast where ordinary people stop being invisible and start being remembered. I'm Jeff Veale, I'm the business guru, and today I want you to meet someone with a story worth hearing. And my guest today is a wonderful lady. We had a chat offline. Her name is Birgit Geismayr. Try saying that quickly, guys. She's a visionary Steward-Founder, company name. Be Embraced Foundation, right? And industry, non-for-profit. Been doing this for quite some time now. And let's talk about the business itself. Be Embraced is a community-centered non-profit dedicated to empowering women through connection, support, and personal growth. We create spaces where women navigating life's transitions, emotional overwhelm, or uncertainty can access supportive resources, workshops, and a meaningful community. And importantly, opportunities to reconnect with their confidence, their worth, and of course, their purpose, right? Key achievements or projects. Since incorporating some time ago, Be Embraced Foundation has successfully launched a growing community movement through networking, empowerment events, collaborative partnerships, and the development of the GEM program, which bridges donated services and resources with deserving women in need of support. The foundation has built partnerships with local entrepreneurs, wellness providers, volunteers, community leaders, and more to create an ecosystem focused on healing, empowerment, and of course, giving back to the community. If you can, guys, why not give back if you can, right? Personal motto philosophy, our greatest contribution is becoming our best selves, right? I'll add to that. One of my guests said recently, be a better human. Think about that, guys. Practice it every day. Be a better human, right? Interesting fact, born in South Africa to Austrian parents with a German passport, raised in both Quebec and British Columbia, Canada, and the mother of two Brazilian daughters, I've always felt like a child of the world. I like that. That's a good one. I've also had the privilege of becoming a mother figure to three incredible women from China, Mexican and Indian backgrounds, which has shown me the culture, diversity, and the shared human experience of some of life's greatest teachers. It's my great pleasure to welcome to the stage Birgit. How are you, my friend?
I'm very good, Jeff. Thank you so much for making this available to us.
No trouble at all. It's my great pleasure. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path. How did it all come about? Tell us that story.
Yes. So that started a while back, and it's from personal experience. I used to run a business with my former husband, and it was
Yep.
it was a transportation business. I used to be in the hospitality industry because I love traveling. I love talking to people from other places, and I speak a few languages. So that was where my heart was, but it just got overwhelming. And then I decided to take a break from it all and take my
Yep.
two daughters down to Brazil and start a new life. And that's where I did a lot of reconnecting with myself. And I found some very interesting stuff that life is not, it doesn't have to be so serious.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I became a financial advisor, a life coach, and I was an English teacher. And with
Oh,
all that, it was not what I wanted to do. I was trying to help always the people that wouldn't bring me money. So that wasn't very good for me. But with that, I knew that was only stepping stones for this beautiful foundation that I've now created, that I've
yeah.
founded with a few other ladies. And it's
Fabulous.
just been a passion.
Yeah, what a great mission. Fantastic. What's been the most challenging aspect of your work and from a day-to-day basis, how are you overcoming that?
I think as a foundation, the biggest challenge is you are doing work from the heart.
Yeah,
So it's time for people, right? You get volunteers and you need to make sure that they feel the passion that you feel. And once you have that, then it's great because they stay on board and they feel it. But to get to that point is a bit of a challenge. And
yeah,
then funding is always a challenge, but you always find a way around it. And if the people can feel your passion, then they can see the accomplishment and the impact that you're making,
yeah.
then it's a no-brainer.
There were so many good things happening. I see on YouTube and different places. I get around a fair bit, and I see things like food banks is a good one, where before they were throwing stuff in the bin, and they've got a series of trucks and that can go out and like go to the donut shop and pick up a couple of hundred donuts, whatever, or bread and other stuff that would have been thrown out otherwise. So that's pretty cool. Even a book with it, even where I local market I go, they got a little cupboard like a book, and you take a book and leave a book. All that stuff. I love all that stuff. It's pretty cool, right?
And that's when you figure it out that how you can make that work for you, right? So you
Yeah,
find the problem that you have, the volunteers. So there's so many newcomers that come to Canada that don't have a working visa. Well, they're bored out of their mind. So why don't bring them into the community and give them something, a purpose
absolutely.
while they're
Yeah,
waiting? So
yeah,
that's what we've discovered, and it's working very well. And it's
yeah.
creating a
Nice.
community
Yeah.
that's really needed.
Tell us about an important moment in your career. It sounded like you were lost for a little while, but tell us an important moment in your career where you decided to pivot. What happened?
The pivot, yeah, I think it's what everybody calls a midlife crisis or something of that sort. When you
I've had,
expect to be
I've
somewhere
still,
that you're not, and
yeah,
then you're like, oh, okay, so something needs to change, and that's what happened to me. I was yeah, there's a few years of my daughter's lives that I don't even recall because I was working, and I was just living on
wow,
autopilot.
wow,
So this is what I want to hopefully bring forward to a lot of women that need it. Some women are stuck in that place where they don't even realize, right? So
yes,
if we get those that community that not wakes them up, but is aware, is there for them, and that
yeah,
other people can suggest us to them, then to know that there's another way, there's another path, there's another.
yeah. You've had a diverse background, as many of us have. And the good thing is, like me, I mean, I lost $20 million with COVID and got wiped out financially. So I went in a different direction. I decided to give all my knowledge to people. And I've never had so much fun. It's the hardest job I've ever had of all of them. But it gives you memories and freedom. And when you've got and a passion. I mean, I do this stuff 15 or 16 hours a day, and I'm basically lazy, right? So, when you've got a passion, you know the story. When you've got a
But
passion,
it's rewarding, right? The
yeah,
impact that you make and
yeah,
the stories you get out of it is that's worth more than
absolutely.
money itself.
Each and every one of my guests, I learned so much. That's fantastic. Tell me, in your opinion, what are the key qualities and skills that have helped contribute to your amazing success?
Yeah, I think that being able to listen, to feel, to
Big one.
understand,
Yeah,
and
big one.
to pay attention, right?
Yeah,
So when you have that, then you can figure out what's needed
yeah. This
and
lady's
tune
got the
yourself.
spades. Empathy is the key word you're looking for. Empathy. This lady's got heaps of empathy and integrity, so they both go hand in hand. Tell me, what's your secret? How do you stay motivated and continue to find new ways and innovate in your field?
I think it's we kind of touched on that already. So it's the impact. It's the stories that you hear
Yeah,
back from people. It's the things when you least expect it, and they come to you, and you get text messages and people. It's when you stop having to go out there to touch people and they're reaching out to you.
yeah,
That's when it kind of motivates you automatically. It drives you. It's gives
yeah,
you a high, right? It keeps
yeah.
you going. It says
Yeah. The
what
wins.
you're doing is valuable,
Yeah,
and
the
you don't
wins.
want to stop.
Yeah, the wins are good. I like winning because the wins are good. Tell us about amongst many. Tell us a recent project or achievement you're particularly proud of, please.
I think any of the community projects that we're doing is very touching, but
Yeah.
it's when you go in there one on one. So we've just created a new project. It's called Be Embrace Days, and there's a community of 4 or 5 women that go into a person's home that's homebound.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Oh,
there's
nice.
some process to that, but
Yeah.
these women they don't reach out. They're women. They're used to be the ones that give, so they'll never ask for help. So
Yeah.
we get them as nominated people. So it's people from the community that say, "Oh, I know this woman that's homebound, whether she twisted her ankle, whether she just had an operation, whatever the case may
Nice.
be."
Yeah.
Nowadays, we're traveling so much and we move around that family might not be around all the time. So we
Yes.
go into the homes and
Yeah.
we spend an afternoon with them and we just share and we get their minds off of what they're going through right now. And I
Yeah.
think it's very touching.
Yeah. My partner and I, every few months, we'll go to either an orphanage or an old folks' home. And the old folks' home, the first time I went, unbelievable. There were people there, about 50 people. And we put on a lunch we give the money and put on a lunch for them and take some cakes, that sort of stuff. But there was about 50 people there, and some of them had not had a visitor for years, right? And then when you sat down and had a chat to them, Yeah, sat with them and had a
Tell the
coffee and
spirits, yeah.
heard their story, and they'd light up like a Christmas tree. You see their faces light up, you know, and I was sort of sitting there like, oh, no one cares about me. And when you sat down and listened to them, unbelievable, you know, unbelievable. And what an experience. You come out of there like walking on a cloud, you know. It's bloody
And the thing
fantastic.
is, you think that it's only 1 hour or an afternoon out
Yeah,
of your time. For them,
that's
it's a
right.
story that they tell to other people, and they keep
Yeah.
bringing it up
Oh,
because it's
yeah.
touched them
And,
so
and
much.
when we go back in a few months' time, oh, they're so excited, you know, almost like a puppy
That's
dog, you
beautiful.
know. It's fantastic, right? Tell me, what advice a 20-year-old comes to you, in your case, a daughter, a son, a nephew, or a niece, and they ask you, I'm 20, I've just left school, what should I do with myself? What would your advice be?
I think that traveling the world is the first thing I would suggest,
Yeah, me
because when
too.
you're traveling the world, it's an expensive university, that's what I call it. If they
Yeah,
say, "Oh, everybody wants to go to university and study," that's great, that's book knowledge,
yeah,
but if you don't have real life knowledge, and if you don't go in there and find out about different perceptions, different
yeah.
understanding, different ways of living, and none of it is right or wrong, it's just you discovering yourself at the same time as well as cultures.
Yeah, I've had over 500 guests on my show, and you're one of the first ones that said travel. And I always say travel. The reason being, the moment you get on the plane, guys, you start meeting your tribe, like-minded people. And all of a sudden, you know, it's fun. You might have a boring life where you are. Get on a plane and go somewhere, and you've got to talk to people. I go to China and I'm lost, and I've had people, they pay for my Uber for me. They show me how to get on a train, all sorts of stuff, you know, and you even make lifetime friends. It's really fantastic, right? So travel's awesome. And the next one I add to that is get a mentor, guys. If you're young, get a mentor, get someone who's been ahead of you and done it, and then learn from that person, you know, along the journey. And I do also tell young people, if you're 20, get out there and stuff it up, because you can stuff it up for 10 years. When you're 30, you're still young, then you can start your life. But go out and have some fun. All right. Tell
That's
me,
great.
looking ahead, what are your goals? You're only at base camp at the moment. You're a young woman. What are your goals and aspirations for the future as you climb that mountain? What are you going to be doing?
Yeah, so I'm hoping to be able to be the person that goes to the different locations to open up Green Brace and other locations. So right now we're building it in Vancouver because it is in person um, community, which is
Yeah.
so important, right? Is that after, especially after COVID,
Yeah,
being
sure.
separated, being online, there's so much stuff online, but getting back into that in person touch and feel and hug and
Yeah.
so once we have that down, then we start going across Canada and hopefully across the world eventually. But yes,
Nice.
so
Yeah.
I'm
Nice.
hoping to be the person that gets to travel and be able to
Yeah.
go to the different
Nice.
places
Yeah.
that see the same passion.
Don't forget to come to the Philippines. You're most welcome.
There
Um,
you go. Excited.
Tell our listeners, what's the best way to reach out and find out more about your wonderful organization? What's the best way to do that?
Yeah, we've got a website. You can see it on the screen. It's
Yeah,
www.beembraced.org.
yeah,
Uh, and then from there, we've got Instagram. We've got most of the platforms that's needed, LinkedIn,
LinkedIn. Yeah,
as well as Facebook.
yeah, lovely.
Exactly.
You guys, I want you to think about it. 15 minutes of fame. You can see it's pretty casual. It's like talking to a friend. I want you to think about this seriously. If you're in business, a TV commercial is going to set you back over $20,000. And I've got bad news for you. When the commercial comes on, people don't watch your commercial. They jump up and grab a beer, a hot dog, or go to the toilet. They miss the whole darn thing. And you think 10 radio spots is going to help you? Fantastic. They play them at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when people are asleep, right? Come on, 15 minutes of fame. We'll turn the whole thing into a mini movie all about you. And then what we do, we put it on Quora, Reddit, LinkedIn, Facebook groups, YouTube, and our new school platform with all your links, potentially putting you in front of hundreds of prospects. And if you're clever and you take my advice at the other end, you'll go on LinkedIn and say, I was interviewed by the guru. This is what we said. You'll put the link. And then you're getting in front of, guys, a billion, not a million, but a billion people if you keep doing it, do it every month, because it's old to you, but it's new to somebody else. So that's the idea, guys. Before we wrap it up, Birgit, you've got to tell us a fun fact about yourself that most people do not know. Excuse me. What's that fun fact?
Fun fact,
Yeah.
speak 5 languages. I don't know if that's fun, but yeah. I'll leave it with that.
I missed it what it was. Sorry, my apologies.
I speak 5 languages.
5 languages. Wow. Wow. I used to joke about that. I used to tell people I speak 5 languages too. I speak English, Australian, Canadian, American. So that's so true. But no, you're the real deal. Yeah, I've been in the Philippines on and off for close on 40 years. I first came here 40 odd years ago, and I've lived in Asia for the last 14 years. And of all, I know 2 words. I know 2 words, but they're good words to know. One of them is basically bullshit, right? Most of what people tell you is bullshit. So you can call them out straight away, just by their body language. You know what I'm saying? So
Of course.
yeah. But I'm too old and too silly to learn languages, but it's a pretty good skill to have, my friend. Anyway, we're about to wrap it up. Any last words for our wonderful audience?
I want to thank you for putting this up, Jeff. That was very comfortable, and I love the questions. So thank you so much for giving us the opportunity on this platform.
No,
and I'm looking forward to hear from some people.
Yeah, nice. Our pleasure.